So of course here for Modern Warfare 2, so many different things that you're going to be able to test out here today. What are you looking forward to the most?
Most looking forward to find out more information about Warzone 2 and the future of the franchise. I think that Warzone has really helped adapt to a casual audience, whereas the CDL has been growing the more competitive side of things. And I just want them to see them, you know, be able to refine it, come in with Ricochet this time, not have any of the issues we did with Verdansk, and really be able to, you know, just hit the ground running this time.
As we look ahead to Warzone 2, do you have any favorite memories on Warzone?
On Warzone 1, oh yeah, I have some great ones. The end of Verdansk was probably one of my favorite things. I did my first subathon. It was 7 days straight, and we covered the whole thing, from the Easter eggs and all the things that told us what was going to happen to seeing the nuke actually explode. And I don't know if anybody keeps up with Modern Warzone, but I had been saying since Verdansk came out that it was going to be blown up by a nuke. So to see it happen was just euphoric for me.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see if your predictions come true for this next game as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Obviously, new iteration of the game. We're expecting so many different things coming out to play here. Yeah. What do you expect out of this new game? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Call of Duty polished feel you expect, especially from Infinity Ward. I think that was my favorite part of Modern Warfare 2019. Was just how smooth everything felt. I love the field upgrades. I'm wondering if they potentially added any more. And at the end of the day, they've already teased earlier today the brand new Gunsmith 2.0. I want to see what type of crazy weapons we can come up with. I cannot wait to just lay the smackdown on all the Call of Duty League pros that are here. They're all absolute noobs.
Mike. So good to have you guys in the building. Of course, we have Modern Warfare 2 coming up. You're going to get a chance to get on the sticks and play it. How are you feeling about this brand new title?
Really good, man. I mean, MW2, the name itself has so much hype around it, and it's just so exciting to play a game. Infinity Ward is my favorite company to make the game, so I'm super excited.
Amazing stuff. So, gents, how are you guys feeling? We've got Warzone 2.0.
Our first event here, so I mean, we're really excited to be here.
I'll pass the mic around.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to add? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm super excited. This is the first like Call of Duty event.
Like we all said, this is our first ever event, so this is really new to us. Really exciting. I don't know what to expect, but I'm just ready to play. You know what I mean?
Any favorite memories from the original Modern Warfare 2 that anyone wants to share?
I remember. I remember the first nuke I ever got was on the map Estate, and I was hype. I was like 13 years old. Silence ACR going crazy.
I mean, I didn't play it either. I went back and played it, but it was already too late.
It can be a more recent memory.
I'll tell you what, though.
I was a campaign guy.
All right.
Campaign boy. I was campaign. I played campaign. That's what I did.
Well, I do know we're going to have a kick-ass campaign coming in. So what do you expect out of a good campaign? So if you're a campaign guy, what do you look for?
I don't know. I just played it. The missions were fire, so I just want fire missions again. I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't that the one we had to crawl and be secretive or something like that too?
I always love the sniper missions where you
that's
gotta
what I'm
be
saying.
like,
It was really dope.
I love that. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to waste any more time. Go enjoy it. Get on the sticks, and we'll catch up with you later to see how you feel about it. Thanks, guys. Well, we get to see multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. What are you expecting? What are your big expectations from this new iteration of Warzone?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see the map. With Caldera, there was a lot of like elevation, and I liked in Verdansk how it was like a lot of buildings. So I'm hoping to see a lot of like buildings for like building fights because I'm a close range player. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But
sir.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Call of Duty Next. I am Johanna Ferris, the General Manager of Call of Duty, and I am thrilled to help kick off a truly significant moment, not only for the highly anticipated upcoming release of Modern Warfare 2, but very significant moment for the future of the entire Call of Duty franchise. You see, over the last several years, we've experienced explosive and dynamic growth. And we've learned a ton along the way. And those learnings have fueled our ambition to deliver a wholly new one focused, of course, on more fun and innovation, but also state-of-the-art tech advancements built to support a more connected Call of Duty community. Shared today across Modern Warfare 2, our brand new Warzone 2.0 experience coming later this fall, and our designs to bring Warzone to mobile for players on the go are all certainly big news. But it's just the first chapter of a very bold, long-term vision that we carry to take our players and fans around the world will be the judge of all that. And it's why we are thrilled to be doing this on the eve of our Modern Warfare 2 beta, and to be here live in person with more than 200 of the biggest streamers and creators in all of gaming. They will the gameplay itself. So let's get right into it. It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce, alongside me, Patrick Kelly, co-studio head of Infinity Ward and the executive creative director of Call of Duty. Pat, welcome.
Thank you, Johanna. It's so exciting to be here with all of you. It's been such a journey to get to this place. You know, on the franchise, I always get asked by people, or regularly get asked by people, what are the areas you focused on improving, or what are the areas you innovated on? We worked on improving and innovating on every area of the game. It always comes back to gameplay. Gameplay is king. But I could go on and on. Things like third person. Things like where we've innovated in the space of Battle Royale. We've got an all-new mode in DMZ that has large player counts along with massive player counts of AI. And it goes on and on and on. We've got mobile connected with progression and everything else across all of the games. And it just goes on and on. But you know what? It all comes back to one thing. It comes back to fun. Everything we do is in the service of fun. Whether you're a hardcore player or a casual player, whether you are somebody who likes to play with your friends or you like to play alone, wherever you play, be it on console or PC or mobile, however you play, whether you're a camper or a slayer, we've tried to think about fun for you. And hopefully today you're going to see that and play that, and fun is what you come away with.
Absolutely. You know, fun is definitely what we're going to be heavily focused on. And I'm particularly excited about some of the social features that are coming as part of this launch. Things like proximity chat and new gulag twists. There's definitely going to be instances where players will interact not only with their own squads, but may even have to work together with other players in unexpected and pretty fresh ways. We've already seen some hilarious interactions, in fact, during play sessions. And I can't wait to see how these new ways to connect evolve over time. Now, Pat, what can you tell us about weapons?
Oh, wow. So we've completely innovated in the area of connecting you, the player, to your instance in the game, making you feel more in the game. And I guess you can think about it as starting out with the camera. The camera represents your eyes, right? So connecting the camera to your body, we've done that with some inverse kinematics and some physics and other things like that. We've connected then the body to the hands on the gun, again, with some sophisticated inverse kinematics. We've connected the gun with the actual bullets coming out of it. So now, wherever that gun is pointed, however it's pointed, the bullets are coming out of it exactly from the barrel. There's no disconnect there. And that's before I even get into what we've done with the new gunsmithing and how you build your weapons and the platforms, etc. But look, you're going to play it, and I hope you love it like we do.
All right, well, we've taken up enough time, but before they kick us off the stage, can we tell them about raids?
Yes, thank you. So with the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, and then shortly after that, Warzone 2.0, and then very shortly after that, for the first time ever, we're going to release a raid in Call of Duty. It's a very different kind of gameplay. It's very intense. We think it's very fun, and we're super excited about it. And by the way, there's one other thing I want to talk about for all of you hardcore players out there. I heard so many of you talk about what play challenges can you give us beyond just winning, which, anyway, I won't go off on that, but we've got a whole series of quests and gameplay challenges that occur when you actually win in Warzone, or you hit different milestones that you'll have an opportunity to do. And believe me when I say, everyone in the match will know when you're on them and if you prevail at them. So look forward to that.
Big things ahead. And now, before we kick it over to Miles and team to carry the day, we are extremely excited to give you the world premiere of the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer trailer. Thanks again and enjoy the show.
We got intel reports of Hassan and the cartel forming terrorist cells all over the globe.
We've never seen activity on this scale before.
They have an army. But we have each other.
The world is a vampire.
Enemies above. Field charge. Eyes on the hostage. You're gonna be okay.
Hostage secure.
Sniper, on cover. Keep going. Gotcha.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a brand.
Do not let them cross the border.
Take him out! Get ready, team. We have never seen a war zone like this.
The world is a vampire.
They're behind us. Stop, stick out. Enemy healer! Take out that boat!
I'm on my way.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta.
We got intel reports of Hassan and the cartel forming terrorist cells all over the globe.
We've never seen activity on this scale before.
They have an army. But we have each other.
The world is a vampire.
Coming back! Locate the prisoners and move them to extraction. Enemies above. Field charge. Eyes on the hostage. You're gonna be okay.
Hostage secure.
Sniper, on cover. Keep going. Gotcha.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a brand.
All right. Come on.
and get early access to the open beta.
And there we go, Call of Duty fans. We ran it twice. It is all there. Everything that makes this franchise so special. We are incredibly excited to be here today. And after that, quite frankly, how can you not be? My name is Miles Ross, and I am so excited to truly be here with a few of the members of the Infinity Ward team who are bringing Modern Warfare 2 to life. Guys, we have 200 of our friends behind us who are going to be playing and streaming shortly. But before that, we also have Stephanie Snowden, Director of Communications for Infinity Ward, as well as Joe Seeger over the on-air, Jeff Smith, Multiplayer Design Directors here at Infinity Ward. Guys, first off, how are things evolving from Modern Warfare 2019? I mean, let's start high level because there's a lot to get through today, guys. You saw that trailer. Let's go with the philosophy, Steph. Let's stay high level. What went into the creation of the game?
You said it precisely. There is so much. This game has just so much content. It's got something for everyone, and it's really been the result of 3 years of hard work at IW and our partners across all of the Activision studios. And so much of that work started you guys at home, the community, the fans, our creators here, and that conversation and feedback from 2019 is really been a core piece of what Modern Warfare 2 is. And it's a dialogue that we hope to continue, especially here today. Well, we've got so much in store with this MP experience, and people like Jeff and Joe here, who I am honored to work with, and their experience on this franchise, we're in good hands.
Indeed. Okay, so Jeff, well, I don't know where to start anymore. Let's set up what Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer is all about. And let's stay high level for now, because there's a lot of details, friends, juicy details.
Sure. I mean, when you come into making a sequel, it can be kind of tricky. What do you keep from the previous game? What do you get rid of? And where can you add new things in and not mess up this kind of nicely balanced ecosystem that we had? And so we came up with a few methods, one of them being player behaviors. And I say behaviors and not play styles. I think a lot of people will say play styles, but that can kind of change during a match, but behaviors are more ingrained in how players play. And we just put them into 3 big groups. We call them rushers, which are just aggressive players. They just want to find the action and go. And then we have sentinels, and these are defensive players that want to kind of hold down a building, maybe keep a little overwatch. And then we have stalkers, which are reactive, and they kind of hang back and try to read the field and read where spawns are. And really, we just kind of use these as filters to keep us honest with the content that we're making. So they're making enough toys and equipment for players to be successful playing our game.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Stephanie, what are some of the new features coming to multiplayer, some of the new stuff that you're most excited to talk about?
Oh boy, there are a ton of new features to dive into with this game, but we really pushed forward even the most fundamental aspects of what makes a Call of Duty game with Modern Warfare 2, and it's been really amazing for me to come on board this past year and see these innovations coming to life, to hear breaking down the 1v1. And personally for me, water. I've seen the memes, we love water, it's really hard to make in games. But the aquatic combat, some of the things you're able to do with vehicles in the water, I think that level of immersion is really going to speak to fans and has been something that I've really enjoyed playing the last couple months.
Aquatic combat, Steph loves to swim. Joe,
Sure do.
can we go into some details about our water-based adventures in MW2?
Yeah, I mean, last game we really wanted to add water, and we knew we didn't have time, right? So in Verdansk, we froze the rivers and we made the outskirts just to kill trigger. In this game, as soon as we started Modern Warfare 2, we leaned into water, both visually, beautiful caustics, there's waves with white caps, but we also, the gameplay side, there's unique ballistics underwater. You only can use certain weapons underwater. Your pistol is your weapon underwater, otherwise you can't use your primary weapons. But it's also a nice cover or evasion mechanic. If you're getting shot at, you can dive into the water, and as you get deeper, it gets murkier. Like the farther you are from something, you can't see it. And so it's been super fun for us to dig into water and really flex on what water could be in Call of Duty. And you saw the boats and the mine that floats, and every piece of equipment has been filtered. Like, how does it work through water? Like, we had to look at everything in the game and say, how does it work in water? What's the best version?
Our vehicles will just slowly submerge.
Yeah,
really would, instead of blinking out.
Yeah,
a lot of details.
The behaviors are awesome.
Oh my God! Well, I can't quite wait to literally dip my toes into those waters. But guys, let's not forget about the ground and the air. Like, I mean, what else is going to be coming to the movement system? Joe, what do we got?
Well, last game we did mount, and we had slide, and even though we're a military shooter, fluid movement is super important to us. So this game, as you saw in the trailer, you can see here on the video, we have a new ledge hang mechanic, and that's essentially a high mantle, but instead of doing a high mantle and throwing yourself up over into combat, you can now peek. If you have a pistol, you can pull that pistol out and use that. We also added a dive. Last game, we had the slide that kept your gun up, but we really wanted players to have an option where if they're getting shot at, they don't know where they're getting shot at, they can get down, get out of fire. But the other really cool thing is the dive's just high enough to let you get through a window. And so if you throw a grenade up into a building's second story, often you'll see players, like rats leaving a ship, diving out through the windows. And it's just another option for players in combat.
Yeah, and all of these dynamic movements mean you can interact with vehicles specifically in a very cool way. I'm going to save some of that gas for when we get to Warzone 2.0, but it's really exciting.
All right, vehicle details to come. But now, guys, let's talk about equipment. Obviously, Call of Duty, crazy sandbox, a lot of cool toys to play with. Joe, what are some of the new dynamite new items that we're going to be throwing at each other and equipping and using in all sorts in the next game?
I mean, you saw some cool stuff in the trailer. You saw the drill charge, you saw the shock stick. One of the other cool ones you saw is the inflatable decoy. And this is a mine that you can throw out, and it basically sits there, and if a player gets close to it, it auto-deploys and basically inflates like a car airbag going off of it. And it faces the person that triggered it, and so it's a great distraction technique. You can also fire it off with a clacker if you want to control when it goes off. You can throw it in water, and here you just saw the DDoS. We added all this equipment into this game, and the DDoS is our kind of answer of like, hey, I'm going to breach this building. I want to go clean house, but I don't want to deal with all the shit inside. So I'm going to hit it, and I can move in, and clear that room. You saw the heartbeat sensor is back. It's got a new look, but it also has a battery as a balancing mechanic, so you can't use it indefinitely in Warzone. And there's so
this is the TAC cam too, which you guys just saw, which to me is a personal favorite.
You can put out a lot of them, and even you can patch into your teammates, so you can. It gets a little crazy.
Yeah, kind of like a sticky GoPro, but will actually mark your enemies for your team.
Yeah.
So it's. I expect to see a lot with that today.
So many toys and new tools that we just want players to get in and play with. I think there's something like 13 field upgrades, between Warzone and Core MP, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah. All this talk about equipment, it reminds me, I mean, that's one element to look at now, but we've also got Gunsmith, brand new Gunsmith. Guys, what can you tell me about it, and how will it change the way that we level our weapons and manage them? I mean, what's going on there?
Yeah, so the new Gunsmith allows players to build out their weapons more smoothly than ever before. We put out some videos yesterday for the Intel drop. I hope people dig into those if you want a better look at Gunsmith 2.0. But we're really looking at unprecedented opportunities for weapon customization. And the new weapon platforming will actually allow players to unlock universal attachments through cross progression. So we saw a lot of really positive feedback from the community yesterday. This is sort of intended to, decrease the grind. You're no longer unlocking every single attachment for every single weapon. There will be some shared attachments through progression. And I'm really excited to see the streamers and the content creators jump into this today. I know we all love the gun bench from 2019, so it's exciting.
This does sound amazing. Weapon platforms and shared attachments is very, very cool stuff. Can you dive into those details though, Joe? I mean, what can we expect?
Yeah, I can add a little bit of what Stephanie said. We had this vision last game with Gunsmith, and we were like, okay, what if you could take an assault rifle and you could make it an SMG? And that was our driving kind of like, you could take it functionally through attachments, but the weapon name wouldn't change, and we couldn't change the receiver. And really, that's the key thing this game is you can go into Gunsmith, you can set up an AK-47 assault rifle with a thermal optic, with a suppressor, with a grip. And then you can say, you know what, I want to change up the playstyle of this gun. You can swap out the receiver to the AK-74U, make it an SMG, but you can keep that optic, that suppressor, that grip, they all come with. And to what Stephanie said, we have shared attachments within these platforms. We have branching progression. You unlock those guns by playing with other guns. And then we have shared attachments across all guns. And it's all to hit this vision of some of attachments. I'm sitting down to my gun bench, and I'm going to make the perfect weapon for me.
I think maybe the simplest way to think about it is a gun tree, and each time you hit a branch, that's a receiver, and they grow out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's we wanted to ground that in reality. Functionally, a receiver is based in that changing the weapon type, and I think it provides a really seamless experience for players looking to build out the perfect weapon for a multitude of play styles. So you're going to be able to jump into that platform and customize however you want for situational combat. And you're you're actually going to see the FJX Cinder weapon vault in action today, which is the entirely unlocked Platform 1, the M4, the Mic 4. And the weapon vault maintains its aesthetic properties across all corresponding attachments. So we've heard you talk about the Frankenprint. This is our answer. It's an extremely rare. This is a huge, project for our teams to design these, but it is the ultimate weapon blueprint. And even better, you can unlock the entire with the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2. Available in beta.
Available in beta, so we can rock with that thing all weekend long. Okay, so Gunsmith looks incredible. Okay, I'm excited. I cannot wait to get into this one soon. Our streamers are going to get into this one soon as well. But first, guys, we need to hear about maps and modes. We've got our tools to play with, equipment, weapons, maps and modes, though. Let's get into this one. Let's get into behind building out maps. Ask me, Jeffy.
Right from the start, we knew we wanted to build another big map, not only for Battle Royale, but also for this other mode that we've been working on for quite a long time.
I read about that on the internet.
Yes.
But, when you lay out these big maps, it's kind of a collection of all these little POIs, these points of interest. And within each of these, we've really fine-tuned that they can play large-scale core modes like Ground War and a bunch of others really well. And so, stepping back from this large map and looking at how much open world sandboxy gameplay that we have, we looked back at our 6v6 maps and really tried to refine and make them a tighter experience to contrast all this big world kind of exploratory gameplay. So the maps for 6v6 in comparison to the last game, they're just a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more refined, and I think fans will really enjoy how quick they play.
That sounds...
A lot of diversity in those maps as well. A lot of visual variety, some colorful maps in there, and I think they feel really clean.
Guys, you're moving me in ways I didn't imagine to be moved today. Excellent stuff.
Cry?
I might. Hey, it's the first time
okay.
Here on air. We've got some of the maps that we are going to be seeing in MW2. Starting with one, we've got a real fun one here, guys. This is one of the aforementioned battle maps. Team, can you give me some details on Sarif Bay?
So Sarif Bay is this little fishing town in the south coast of our big map, and we picked this because it has such a great mix of gameplay. It's right on a harbor, so we get to show off all our boats and our new amphibious APC, and swimming, as we've already said. But what you get inside the town is this really intense urban combat with all this great rooftop. With our ledge hang, you get these really cool parkour combat action happening.
Yeah, I love how you describe the rooftops there on this map specifically as like a separate ecosystem. You can kind of migrate that entire vertical.
You can go up there and just hang out and fight other snipers.
All right, well, that looks fantastic. Jeff, okay, so that's one of our larger maps. What about some of the 6v6 maps? We're going to be seeing today, named Mercado Las Almas. Do you mind giving us some details on it?
Sure. Mercado is a little street market in a historic section in Mexico. Our story behind this is, the authorities have some intel that narcotics are being smuggled out of a warehouse, and they're going in trying to find and seize them. This map plays really fast and a lot of action right down that center lane. The Mercado is a very dangerous neck of the woods, so watch out when you're playing in the beta. It plays fast.
Cannot wait, really cannot wait. Looks fantastic, and again, interesting to see how that ties in campaigns and whatnot. All sorts of fun and games ahead of us. Looks amazing. Battle maps, core maps, 6v6, all this looks fantastic. But let's go back to modes. So we've seen some maps. What about the modes being played on battle maps? We will have the return of Ground War, but we've got a new large-scale mode that you've alluded to, right? Let's talk Invasion.
So Invasion is it's a big war map. It's Big War TDM, or we affectionately call it the shipment of Ground War. It's 20v20 players, but there's also 20 AI on each team. AI are coming in fast roping. They're coming in on medium birds. And it's this high action mode. It's super fun, but it's also really chill. The announcer's not barking at you. He's not saying like, hey, get to B, they're taking C. You can kind of play it how you want to play it. You sit up on a rooftop and snipe. You can grab a shotgun and go room clearing. If you push too far into the enemy's base, AI will come hunt you. but we've also been really conscious of where we put AI in multiplayer. We didn't put AI in kill streaks or anything like that because we don't want AI showing up in search and destroy. We don't want AI in domination. This mode, though, however, was built for AI, and it's a super fun mode. Can't wait for people to try it.
Kind of a funny aside, you know, we took the name Ground War from a playlist in MW2, and that was just large-scale TDM and DOM, and we kind of did the DOM in the last game, and now we're able to add kind of the sandbox TDM, and so we're kind of completing the cycle of that that old playlist.
Yeah. Well, this large-scale stuff looks amazing. This looks so awesome. And okay, so what about the new 6v6 modes? Let's keep dialing it in closer and closer. Steph, what have we got?
Yeah, so we also have 2 new 6v6 modes that you're going to be seeing here played today, and they will be in beta in Prisoner Rescue and Knockout.
Prisoner Rescue. Okay, let's go into Prisoner Rescue.
That you have to use a pistol if you brought it, or you're just stuck with fists. But the way that we give the an advantage once they grab that prisoner is they get a radar sweep for their team, so they can call out where the defenders are. And the objective icon over the prisoner goes away as soon as they scoop them up. So now the defenders have to basically rotate back to the exfil and set up defensive positions. And it's this heart-pounding, adrenaline-pushing like mode once you grab that prisoner and try and get them out.
That hero run.
Yeah.
Was,
Definitely, you know, big S&D energy in this mode, which resonates with me in my time in esports. So this is my personal favorite of the new ones, and also sort of the strategic revives that happen. There is a revive mechanic, and so you are able to pick up your teammates, and I've seen some pretty wild comebacks in our playtest so far.
It was a lot of fun. We got to play a tiny bit yesterday. It was amazing, incredibly fun, and I know the community is going to love diving into it over the next week. Okay, I can hardly believe that there's actually a lot more content to get through, but there's one more thing I have to bring up. I have the honor of officially announcing the third-person view is finally coming to Modern Warfare 2. What are the details behind this one? We got a little teaser of it on stage from Patrick, but what are the details?
Yeah, you saw a little hint of it in the trailer too. It's been a pet project for us, right? We've always wanted to do third-person, and all while we're working on all this other stuff, we've been kind of lifting up and doing third person in each mode. And the cool thing is that it's a modifier on our game, right? We can just turn on third person. In the beta, we're playing it in hardpoint, but we want to try it post-launch in S&D. We want to try it in VR. And we have, you know, camera work. The camera collision's been reworked. It handles tight spaces. There's a water camera. There's an interior camera. You can feel the weapon shake when you're firing with it. And it's just, we've put a lot of work into it, and we're excited for people to give it a try.
Incredible. I can't wait to see what third-person COD feels like in 2022. Sexy skins and everything. This is a lot of information, Steph. Like, there's a ton here.
I tried to warn you. They're delivering a lot of new features for you guys to try out ahead of release. And I said we were going to be bold with this beta, and we are, but there's even more to come at launch. So this is just a taste.
How is this just a taste? How can there be even more? I mean,
we haven't even got to Warzone yet.
Okay, so what about this year's third mode?
So I'm happy to say that Special Ops will return as our third mode, and will be focused on 2-player missions, asymmetrical in game design. So think 1 player on air support, 1 player on the ground. And I think the OG fans will be really excited because we've looked at, you know, some of the iconic Modern Warfare missions like Overwatch, and really tried to implement some of those themes into the design. So we'll be talking more about Special Ops in the months to come.
Steph, you're saying I should be looking now for a Special Ops partner?
Sitting right next to you.
Yes, you are indeed. Well, I'm all set then, Stephanie. I do believe we have one more surprise for PlayStation players out there. What's that?
Indeed we do. Let's roll the clip.
Empty-handed, I was born. Empty-handed, I will ascend. Blade or bullet, fist or bow, spear, stone, or arrow. These are merely tools. I am the one to fear.
Take Miles ISO.
Picture mine.
PlayStation players will receive an exclusive operator, Oni. Oni is a warrior and gun for hire, descended from centuries-old samurai clan and torn between country and family, just like me. This is such an awesome-looking operator, guys. Oni is going to be playable on day one for all who pre-order through the PlayStation Store. Plus, he comes with a high-level weapon blueprint, playable in multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. Steph, badass.
Oni is awesome. I myself am a PlayStation player, and so I will be becoming Oni main day one for this game. And it's been really awesome to see our narrative team building out his lore, really bringing this operator to life with the creation of his backstory, his motives, and I think all
right, Steph, we keep talking about all the things that we have to look forward to, but we are missing quite a big one here. We're missing the start of the beta. So for anyone who wants to get an early first-hand look at Modern Warfare 2, and trust me, you definitely want to, it is immediately available around the corner. For PlayStation players who pre-order any version, early access to the open beta starts tomorrow. So make sure you are preloading right now. Now, also check out your screens, since here's exactly when you can play the beta on your platform of choice. But don't forget, friends, it's also definitely worth noting that if you pre-order the Vault edition of Modern Warfare 2, you get to use the red Team 141 Operator Pack and the FJX Cinder Weapon Vault in the beta, in addition to being able to earn in-game rewards for playing all sorts of cool swag. And don't forget that if you digitally pre-order Modern Warfare 2, you also get up to a week early of campaign access. So wait, campaign a week early. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed that first look at Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. Don't forget, you're going to get to see it live and in action in a few short minutes with our crazy set of streamers here, 200 plus here, and ready to rock and roll. But first, we'll be right back to show off the world premiere of Warzone 2.0. Don't go anywhere. Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Mountain Dew, official drink of Modern Warfare 2. Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 2. HyperX, official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. Play like a pro on the big screen with 144Hz VRR and AMD FreeSync, now on TCL 6 Series TVs. Prime Gaming. Visit gaming.amazon.com today and start claiming your free content.
We have 200 creators here on site, marching down the green carpet with one mission in mind: to be the first players to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
There is so much in this game. There is almost too much. This is like one of those days where I enter and my hopes are so high.
And what are you looking forward to most when it comes to Warzone 2?
Prisoner rescue.
I'm looking forward to using that inflatable soldier decoy to mess a lot of players.
Kill streaks, I think.
I'm honestly here just to learn as much as I can to prep for alternate of Optic, because those guys are very old now.
So maybe some OG maps coming back.
A map that everyone can play.
Honestly, give me a broken shotgun.
What's your favorite game mode and Mountain Dew flavor combo?
Search and destroy Code Red.
Capture the flag, Code Red. If I'm going hard with the boys on a long night of S&D and I'm trying to get some nasty in-game comms, I'm drinking Baja Blast all night.
Terminal or high rise?
Easy terminal.
Ooh, terminal. Most people have terminal nostalgia.
Terminal.
100%. I just replayed that recently and I realized that spawn trapping is horrendous.
Easy. Strike.
High rise.
High rise.
Terminal.
What's your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew?
I've grown up on Code Red, so it's still Code Red for me.
Honestly, I like the basic one, just Mountain Dew itself.
Man, I was going to pick Code Red too.
Can I get a second one?
All right.
Baja Blast.
Starting October 17th, unlock dual double XP, COD points, and also an exclusive Mountain Dew skin in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when you buy specifically marked Mountain Dew.
You thinking you getting me as you kidding me? Everything that I'm forgetting never show you.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. The Mountain Dew green carpet. God, it was beautiful. A lot of fun people out there. Everyone having a good time. And some incredibly well-dressed people out there. And some definitely not. Sweaty T-shirts abound. But here we go. Welcome back to Call of Duty Next, friends. We promised it was coming up, and now the wait is over. It is time to talk about Warzone 2.0. We got a glimpse of some Warzone 2.0 in the multiplayer reveal trailer earlier today. And it does look awesome. However, we need some true experts to help out. Back at the desk here, we have got Stephanie Snowden, Josie Scott is joining us. But of course, welcome Jack O'Hara, game director at Infinity Infinity Ward. Joe, how are we feeling? We're ready to party here? I mean, this is a lot. We need to know everything. Warzone 2.0, Stephanie, the world cannot wait.
It feels crazy for me to be up here revealing Warzone 2.0. I ended up at IW as a fan of the game, and so this moment is absolutely bananas for me. But Warzone 2.0 is everything that we loved about the original Warzone, right? Where it's based on the same experience that we all had, that fun, all of those moments, and it's a return to shared tech across the universe for Modern Warfare 2, and that's going to create a really streamlined player experience. And I think the key innovations that we discussed for multiplayer, those all exist across Warzone 2.0 as well. So we're bringing it back. It's all connected. It's the same world, and I think the players are going to love it.
Oh my good God. Real excited about this one. Again, there's a lot in this one, Jack. Where do we go from here?
So MW2 and Warzone 2 have been developed side by side since the beginning, right? Since we started down this road, and they're part of the same universe. Like Stephanie said, they share the same mechanics, the same weaponry, and even more than that. But the centerpiece of all this, of course, is the new map that we've been working on since 2020 with teams across the globe. It brings together our philosophies on map design. It brings together new technologies in order to do it, and lots of artwork to make it happen. And we've learned so much from players experiencing Verdansk and playing in Verdansk over the first few years of Warzone, and we're really excited for them to land in Al Mazrah with their squad. There's a wide variety of points of interest for players to explore in this map, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in there.
Oh, here we go, a brand new map to explore and traverse. I cannot wait. Stephanie, let's take a look.
That's right, Miles. Welcome to Al Mazrah. This is our new map for Warzone 2.0. It is a really interesting mix of geography. It is expansive desert settings with a mix of industrial areas, towns, a city, and of course, water. It looks way better on this screen than it did on Twitter. But you're gonna find a lot of really cool elevation, rocky peaks, caves, subterranean spaces. This map is beautiful, and it's actually the biggest BR map that we've ever made. And I am so excited for all of our streamers here to jump into Al Mazrah later today.
It's huge. Look at the size of that thing. Okay, so that was a big picture, and it's a great way to see it from a sort of top-down layout. But let's take a better look at some of these points of interest.
So when we set out to create these spaces, the team works to make it feel like a real space, right? So that there's infrastructure in between all the different, what we call points of interest along the map. And if you're paying attention, you might even see a few that seem pretty familiar out there as well. And so as the team works through these, they're trying to find some variety on each point of interest to make them something that the players will want to drop in and get the particularity of that single point of interest and find the place that they want to drop and where they want to play, whether it be a high elevation observatory at the center of the map, whether it be the big city that's up the top right, and whether they want to explore that, or whether they want to work in some of our POIs where we have water intersecting with and there's a river system that goes through all of this. So you'll be able to catch in a boat and drive between the different POIs. Here's one of our favorites, Sawa Village, which is...
That's my favorite.
Colloquially called Sunken Town.
I mean, I love to swim, so you find me there.
Absolutely.
I'm curious what you guys think, Jack and Joe, on what the hot drop will be today, right? We've been talking about this the last couple of days. This is our first time seeing other people who are not us play Warzone 2.0, and so I'm just very curious where you think everyone's gonna immediately drop today.
I think some people are gonna drop to Observatory just to go back to home, you know? Go have some fun.
They're coming home.
It's always nice. You move into the map and you kind of hit a spot and you're like, wait a
I've been here
I know
before.
this is. Of all these flashbacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuggets in there for some old Modern
For that
Warfare
reason,
fans.
yeah, I'll say Quarry. I think that's gonna pop off.
I think people will land around the edge so they stay in as long as possible in this match. But
smart.
We have some news for our edge of the map players coming up.
Ooh, all right, guys. Well, the map looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to watch our streamers here drop in early in an alpha build later on today. Okay, so moving on to the gameplay, we've got this beautiful space to play in. How do all of these multiplayer elements we've talked about a little bit earlier, how do they fit into Warzone 2.0?
And the super simple answer is all the stuff we talked about in multiplayer, the stuff you saw in the multiplayer trailer, that's all in Warzone, right? It's all integrated. So that tactical camera works in Warzone, that decoy mine works in Warzone. Like, it's all of it's been built from the ground up for both. The slide, the dive, the water, like...
More swimming.
Yeah. Oh. This is a great taste of some of the water combat.
I can't wait to go full Captain Miller, you know, Apocalypse Now coming out of the water, knifing people. I mean, this just looks...
Yeah, the rendering team made some work, so you come out, you're looking all wet.
Yeah.
So you see the caustics on the bottom.
I'm not even sure what caustics are. I have no idea, but it sounds great and it looks incredible.
You can see the armored patrol boat coming by there with its 2 turrets. There's some cool stuff.
So I'm glad you brought up vehicles. Steph, you touched on vehicles a little bit earlier. What can we talk about? You know, we've seen boats, we've seen tanks, we've seen all sorts. Jack, what have we got?
So we've implemented a new physics and handling model for the vehicles. So some vehicles are heavier, some will slide more, have more traction or less traction. And as you're driving them around and you're encountering them and other squads are playing with them, you can choose to shoot off the tires to kind of impact their handling. You can have them, they react to explosive differently based on their weight. So if you're in a heavy armored 4x4 and get hit by an RPG, it's going to kind of bounce a little bit, but not quite take the hit as a small sedan. You can also choose with your squad to be rolling into a POI and somebody jumps out on the roof, somebody leans out the window, and suddenly you got yourself a lot of firepower driving into the POI. Of course, that vehicle needs to survive for quite some time in the map if you want to keep using it to go from point to point. And vehicles will run out of gas, or at least most of them will run out of gas, and then you can bring them to a gas station to fill them up. If your tire's been blown up, you can get out and repair it, or you can bring it to a gas station to get repaired as well. And of course, we've got water vehicles. We've got a small boat. We've got the boat that Joe mentioned with the turret at the front, turret at the back. So you can have that little moment cruising up the river with your whole squad ready to rumble. So yeah, there is so much love that's gone into these vehicles.
I forgot the coolest vehicle.
The coolest vehicle?
The massive helicopter that you can fly around. And it's a big platform with 3 doors, and you can move the whole squad through the map.
What?
Wreak havoc. It is so cool.
Oh my God.
I mean, the fact that you can lean out of the window, grab your teammates, pile in a vehicle, actually, engage in battle from the window, leaning out, shooting combat.
Unless somebody blew off your door.
That won't.
That does complicate things.
PTSD from Joe killing me many times in our playtests.
Well, I hope the gas prices in Mars are okay. I thought there's a lot going on in Warzone 2.0, and my head is quite frankly spinning. What other massive changes have we got in store? Because it feels like there's so much that's changed. Is it still a gulag? Do we still have circles? Is it still gas? I know there are guns, but do we shoot them? What's happening?
Well, what do you want to jump into first? Oh, Stephanie, go.
We've made some pretty sweeping changes, I think, to the high-level components of Warzone 2.0 to continue providing players with both a dynamic and rewarding VR experience. But Warzone 2.0, you're going to hear it over and over again today, it's about fun. This is about playing with your friends, having fun, friends new and old, maybe you're making them in game. And I think one particular feature that I cannot wait to see streamers engage with will be our prox chat.
Yes!
So it's coming. It will be in Warzone, and I there's going to be some amazing clips. But I think Joe can tell us a little bit more about looting in Warzone 2.0. I'm listening to that.
The streamers love prox chat.
They're like, yes!
In looting in Warzone 2.0, we still have the humming crates. You can still travel around and listen for those. We still have the loose loot on the ground, but we wanted to add a layer of learnability and logic to our looting, right? So if you're outside, if you're a little kid, you fall down, you hurt your knee, and your mom's going to go inside, go to the medicine cabinet and get you something a Band-Aid, Neosporin, whatever. So that's our looting. If you need health items, you can hit a bathroom in a building and there'll be a medicine cabinet. You can open it up. If you want to get loadout items, there are these hidden caches in between the POIs that are in ground, and you can memorize where they are because they're always there. So you can kind of start to develop these paths through the map of how you loot. And there's this logic applied to looting. You can find toolboxes that'll have grenades and things in them. And you find these other crates that are kind of like, it's as if the military that occupied the space came through and dropped off military items. Those crates
quite literally have a route we planned, hit the gas station, gas up, pick up snacks, pick up ammo and all sorts. Okay, cool. So what about circle mechanics? I mean, this is obviously a huge component of VR's, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the circle's been a staple of BRs. It's been really hard to move away from it. So we kind of talked about what could we do to mix things up with the circle. So we've got this new mechanic where the circle can actually split, almost like a cell splits into 2, 3, or even 4 circles. And then those circles kind of close down. And what it does is it segregates teams, and you have these micro battles in those circles, and at a certain point, you're like, okay, we've cleared out our circle. We think we're good. And then those circles merge. They come back together, and you have this very directed fight of like, as the circle's moving, you're like gearing up in buildings. You're like, here we go. It's about to kick off. And as soon as those circles hit, you have that final fight. So it's another kind of like twist in the gameplay that we feel like is a cool world event that would happen. Like, oh, the circle's splitting. We need to do X.
Crazy. Get in the car. We're going now. Go. All right. So apart from circle splitting, what about the Gulag? Is that still around? I mean, there's so much change, man. I mean, I'm ready for it, but Joe, what do we got?
The Gulag, we've been experimenting with, we've tried some crazy things with it. But the current version of the Gulag that we have running right now, where we're excited people to play, is you're not in there alone. You actually have this temporary alliance with another opponent in the map, and you have to work together, and if you can defeat the other team, you can get out. And after that, you guys are enemies again. But for that moment, it's like, all right, we need each other. Let's do this. You use the proximity chat to talk to each other. And the other thing we've been playing around with is you may see a little bit of an AI presence in the Gulag. So you have to be on your toes. Like, you're working with an enemy, there might be an AI here, you're picking up weapons, and we're excited for people to try it.
Yeah, we're gonna get feedback today too, and like Joe said, we've been through some pretty wild iterations of the Gulag, which I will not reveal here, but there's a lot in store.
There certainly is a lot in store. Jack, I have heard of a new concept coming to Warzone 2.0 called Strongholds. That will include AI that may impact how players get their weapons, etc. Can you clue me into what that's all about and if it's even true?
Absolutely. So Strongholds are reinforced buildings that the AI is occupying inside Al Mazrah in BR, and the players can choose whether or not they want to engage with them and assault them to get cool rewards, including free loadout items, which is one of the new ways that we're adding for players to get their hands on that best weaponry. We've worked really hard to bringing AI at scale into Warzone 2, and you're going to encounter them in multiple modes a different way. In BR specifically, they're in these strongholds, and if you get to a stronghold, you can find the location of a black site, which is going to have even cooler stuff in it, and you can fight your way from one to the next. But in other modes, you're going to find the AI occupying large portions of the map and just kind of protecting different POIs in different ways.
Unreal. Okay, so we've all heard the rumors that Warzone 2.0 is going to have some very, very interesting new modes. Would you care to confirm or deny Stephanie Snowden?
It's finally time. I have read about some new modes on the internet recently, but one of the most exciting things about Warzone 2.0 is confirmation that an all-new sandbox experience is coming at launch. I am happy to announce DMZ, Call of Duty's extraction mode, will arrive with Warzone 2.0 at launch later this year. I played DMZ for the very first time on my first day at IW, and to this day, playing it nonstop, the possibilities with this game mode blow my mind.
So DMZ, I can also confirm that DMZ is real. We're not going to go into depth on it today because we do have to keep some stuff in reserve. What I can tell you, though, is we've created a rich sandbox where you can define your own win condition. You infiltrate Al Mazrah, you accomplish your goals, and then you decide to extract when the time is right. It is played across the whole map, and the AI is occupying large sections of the map, and they are lethal opponents, and they do command your respect. You have to watch out for them. You have to work with your team. They patrol areas, they occupy strongholds, and they'll reinforce based on players' actions. And then on top of all this, you can choose which mission you want to accomplish, or you can chase after a variety of activities in the world. And you can play this differently depending on your playstyle. You can go loud, like I always do. You can go quiet, or you can hunt other players or avoid them entirely. Or you could just decide, hey, I'm going to explore the secrets of Al Mazrah and see what's there.
Loot up, exfil. It's totally up to player choice there, and I'm really excited about the full scale of what we're delivering for this chapter. And we want players to have an amazing experience in Warzone 2.0. We've been listening to the conversations in the community, specifically around small maps, ricochet, anti-cheat, ranked play, and beyond. And trust me, although we're touching on some of the core updates to the overall Warzone 2.0 experience today, and mostly focusing on BR, there will be more news to share over the coming months. This is only the beginning for Warzone 2.0.
Okay, I need Warzone 2.0 and DMZ in my life ASAP. Stephanie, when?
Warzone 2.0 will be free to play for everyone on November 16th with the start of Season 1 across Modern Warfare 2. Mark your calendars, that's about 2 weeks after after Modern Warfare 2 launches. And we had 125 million players in the original Warzone, and I cannot wait to see all of you and hopefully more of you in Al Mazrah for this experience.
And you will have a chance to see a Warzone 2 Battle Royale Alpha playtest happening right here behind us very, very soon.
Yeah, the streamers are hot to trot. They're raring to go. We will see all of you in Al Mazrah on November 16th, but don't go anywhere just yet. Stick around, because when we come back, you'll see just what Warzone looks like when it's built up from the ground for mobile. You're not going to want to miss this, I promise. Then, after that, we have live gameplay coming at us with all of our friends set up across each and every Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. We've got Warzone 2.0 next, brought to you by the GMC Hummer EV pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Intel, built for the next generation of gaming. Squad up sooner with Xfinity rewards. Get early access to Modern Warfare 2's open beta. Jack Links, squad up with Sasquatch. Jack Links is good with it. Eureka Ergonomic, leading designer in gaming furniture and proud partner of Modern Warfare 2.
Jam-packed day we've had here so far. We got Warzone 2.0 and Modern Warfare 2 already good to go. But finally, we're hitting something new here. Coming into mobile, we got Warzone Mobile 2 here for you. It's me, Beef Mommy, and I couldn't be more excited to be here with none other than Chris Plummer. And Chris, what do you have for us today?
That's right. Today we are proud to introduce Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
Yeah.
This is the real thing, and it's on your phone. For the first time ever, you can drop into Call of Duty Warzone from wherever life takes you. Let me quickly point out the gameplay you're seeing today, it's still alpha, so it's only going to get better. And for Warzone fans, you will recognize this drop sequence right away.
I mean, honestly, it just gives me so much nostalgia. But wait a minute, Chris. Is that the legendary Verdansk?
You know, this is where Warzone gameplay was born. And we're bringing the legendary Verdansk map to mobile for the very first time. From its hallmark vistas and these dense urban areas, they're just so much fun to play in. Wide open fields, ready for battle. And intimate, close quarters, combat environments. There's so much variety in Verdansk. It's famous for good reason. Teaming with fan favorite locations like Boneyard and Superstore, even TV station.
Well, I'm getting classic Call of Duty Warzone flashbacks here. Can you tell us more about the gameplay? Or, you know what, maybe just give me your phone real quick. Maybe I can see for myself. No?
No, the team has a passion for delivering the most authentic Call of Duty experience possible for mobile devices. From the way you aim and move to the weapon handling and the control responsiveness, all these critical little details combined, feedback, the sights and sounds, all those essential little touches are smooth and accurate. It's about creating an experience that's so true to form. You can imagine feeling that dirt compressing under the soles of your boots with every move. Or imagine those tiny shockwaves of recoil moving through your entire body with every shot. In Warzone Mobile, these are the kind of details that we care about that make the combat feel airtight and authentic.
That makes me really emotional, Chris. And you know, it sounds like everyone's paying attention to detail, and it's finally paying off. Now, when I think of Call of Duty Warzone, I think about strategy.
Absolutely. There's a lot more going on than pure gunplay. For example, when you're out there exploring the map and evading the gas circle collapse, you can try to sneak up on another player and pull off a finishing move. It's like ultimate bragging rights. And if you're feeling more strategic, you and your squad, they can complete contracts, use that cash at buy stations. There's a ton of variety there, including lots of different abilities like bringing back a fallen squad mate. Now, that contract economy, it adds a ton of depth and strategy through risk and reward.
I really like that you brought that up, because if you're talking about risk and reward, I think about the kill streaks. I think about the gulag. Are they going to be there too?
Yes, everything you've come to expect from Warzone is going to be there, especially kill streaks. This means you can deploy your big stick of choice like, a precision airstrike. You might be able to wipe out an entire squad with it. So not so fortunate for them, but they're not necessarily down for the count either, because we have the gulag. So here players can fight for a second chance. So when you go down, you get to fight one-on-one with another down player, and you can earn your way back into battle. This is how Warzone Mobile, this reason we're pushing way past the envelope on high player counts to make sure each match is jam-packed with our signature style of combat. So we are supporting up to 120 live players in the single match.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say 120 players? Or do you mean bots? Because it seems like in Battle Royale games on mobile, they're usually loaded up with boring bots.
Well, we believe it's critically important and a lot more fun to play with real, live, human opponents. And that's our focus. So for anyone who's tired of playing with nothing but bots, we hear you. We're talking up to 120 real players ready to hunt you down with real human skill and real human emotions. That is Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
And we hear you in the crowd. Everyone's excited, and absolutely it is huge. And I don't think there's a game on mobile that can top that, in terms of real player count, of course. But how are you able to even pull that off?
We can support real player counts at dramatically higher scale than we've ever seen in other Battle Royale games on mobile, because Warzone Mobile is running on advanced, unified Call of Duty technology. This is the same shared tech behind the console and PC versions of Warzone 2.0. It gives us a ton of advantages, like these incredibly high player counts, authentic Call of Duty combat and gameplay systems, and it opens the door to a much more connected experience across all platforms.
So when you say more connected, does that mean that Warzone Mobile will share content and features that will be in the console and PC version of Warzone 2.0?
Exactly. Delivering a deeply connected experience, it's been a strategic pillar from the beginning of development. Now, we know that your time is precious, and your investment in playing is now recognized across Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2.0, and Warzone Mobile. So wherever you're playing Call of Duty, it is time well spent, including on mobile. Even your friends list and chat are shared across platforms, so you can stay in touch with your friends, whether they're playing on console or PC or mobile, wherever they choose to play.
I mean, that is so exciting. I totally get that.
Now, one of the coolest benefits of having this kind of connectivity is that Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is loaded up with the same authentic Call of Duty weapons and operators you'll recognize from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. And whatever you get from the Battle Pass, you will see it on console or PC. It'll also be there on your mobile device too. And the other way around works as well.
I really love to hear that. And as a matter of fact, I saw some of the same weapons and operators being shown earlier today in Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. Are you aiming to make it exactly the same on all platforms?
You know, that's a great question. So the team's incredibly excited about how deeply connected and authentic the experience is in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And we'll continue to adapt the best content and features and innovations created across the franchise. But at the same time, we recognize that mobile is a very unique platform. Mobile has its own flavor, advantages, and player expectations.
Sounds like the game will be tied into the Call of Duty franchise pretty nicely. And will there be mobile-specific events or content that is unique to Warzone Mobile?
Yes. Above all else, the team is committed to ensuring Warzone Mobile is a world-class, mobile-first experience right down to its core. Controls are a huge part of it. It just needs to feel natural on the device, OS and Android platforms exclusively on mobile, and we're avoiding the imbalance that comes with cross-playing between mobile devices and consoles or mobile to PC. This allows our teams to deliver the best possible mobile gameplay experience with a unified feel. And by doing this, we don't need to compromise the tuning for any platform. This ensures a level playing field and more fun for everyone. Now, keeping those controls balanced for all player types, it's super important. So whether you're the hardest of hardcore mobile pros, or maybe you're a console first player that's sneaking in an extra match during your lunch break, even brand new players to the franchise who need a little help getting into the flow of the game, we are committed to providing the most robust control options anywhere for a pick up and play experience that's accessible to all of our players.
I love that accessibility, and that means all my friends can get in on the action for a change, but how do they sign up?
Well, it's time to get your mobile devices ready, because I'm super excited to announce that starting right now, you can pre-register for your free download in the Google Play Store. Signing up means that you can be among the first to play when the game launches next year. We look forward to seeing everyone in Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
With that being said, hey, we got Ferg on the horn, and I think he's literally the first one to pre-reg. Ferg?
Hey guys, Ferg here, and I am thrilled to be one of the first to pre-register for Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And now you can too. Scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen to be among the first to draw. Tell your friends, because the more pre-registrations we drive, the more rewards we can earn, like special weapons, vinyls, and emblems. Plus, if we reach the top milestone of 25 million pre-registers, we're going to unlock a super cool secret reward you're not going to want to miss. What are you waiting for? Sign up using the QR code below.
We are back. It's Miles here, joined by Maven, Alicat, and Nameless Studio. What? Oh, guys, the adults have left us alone on the desk, and now it's our time to have some fun.